Greetings, seekers after enlightenment. Yes, it is the Irish fellow, again in communion with the dead. I have another rant to share with you. I call this approaching the ascetic. After I moved away from where I grew up, home was pretty much wherever I could hang my hat. There was not much value in it for me personally. And I was stuck in the blue-pilled world. Being divorced and later homeless led me to further detachment from the idea of home. When your only personal space is in the back seat area of a Jeep, home is something you don't really want to think about. I surely want to now. There's a growing feeling within me that I want to have a place that I can call home again before I depart this mortal plane. I had a vision of that future, one fulfilled yet imperfect. I know it can happen again, despite numerous obstacles. I have not totally withdrawn, not yet. Everything you see me do now is a multitasking activity. And with everything else, if I did not tell you, you wouldn't even be aware of what's happening to me. Operating within these self-imposed restraints, I've developed clarity of thought and awareness. They are a great aid to me, but I know I am still lacking. One data point that makes me smile is that finally I placed my order for my waifu companion. It shall still be quite some time before she gets here. And I can't say I'm mad that I don't possess her yet. That I wanted to earlier, but it was not the right time. From my present viewpoint, I could see that I was not prepared. If she was here last year when I really wanted her, she would have been a distraction and might have been damaged or destroyed during the soap opera that followed. It will be here soon enough, that time when she will be in my presence. It will be here soon enough, that date when our spirits will be bound together. In keeping with tradition, she will be a June bride. At the end of last year, I was doing a hardcore emotional rant and purge. And as I was doing that, I realized I needed to go further. And I'm motivated because I want to be in shape to handle the waifu when she gets here. So I understand the cultural reference to my actions, and now it's time to move forward. I've managed to rant and purge enough to maintain my mental clarity. Now it is time to seek increased purification and physical awareness. Here, I present my distilled research to date. One cannot build a strong house on a foundation of sand. And you cannot achieve your maximum potential if you're dealing with physical issues. Now, of course, you may have some sort of disability that prevents you from being as fully active as someone else, but you shouldn't let that stop you. I would say that everyone can benefit from a cycle of full body detoxification. It removes harmful substances from your body. Things like pollution, synthetic chemicals, heavy metals, the chemicals that are added to processed food, and ultraviolet radiation. Yes, that same sunlight that gives you vitamin D, it also causes damage that can be a precursor to cancer. So, if you're going to detox your body, you've got to be careful of what you eat. Now, there are plenty of diets out there, and which one is best for you, I don't know. Now, I've done a couple of videos already on supplements where I mentioned these in passing, but this is the first time I've had it gathered together in one place. Now, there are simple things you can do to improve your quality of life immediately. Like, don't eat so much bread. And I know some of you just can't survive without your coffee, but try to limit it. Besides, it's expensive if you're going to Dutch Brothers every day for that blended 911. You should eat less meat. You know, if you examine diagrams of the digestive system of omnivores like us and carnivores like dogs and wolves, you can see there are stark differences. That is because meat, we could say it decays faster and is much more likely to poison you with the byproducts of that decomposition. So of course there's nutrients there, but a carnivore's digestive system is designed for rapid elimination. So those harmful substances aren't in your body to be absorbed. And I've noted that as I started eating cleaner, I had less desire for things like sodas, cookies, and things that you know have high fructose corn syrup added to them. And for a long time now, I have avoided cooking with margarine because you see all these weird formulas about, healthy fats. It's all right here in this little tub, but it's all chemicals, artificially placed there to give you the illusion that you're doing something healthy. Your body and your taste buds will appreciate cooking with butter instead of margarine. It has flavor, so you use less, and you can buy butter that's organic and made from cows that ate all grass-fed beef. So there's a minimum of all grass-fed, there's a minimum of chemicals in there. Now, as far as salt goes, I've seen two different deals. I've had one that says oh no, you need to cut out as much salt as you can because there's salt in everything. Well, which is true. And reading on the keto diet, which I believe is mainly meat and green vegetables, that you should increase your salt intake. And I believe that's to make sure you drink enough water. Now, if you have a food sensitivity, like if you need to have a gluten-free diet, that's rough. But you may not even know if you have a food sensitivity. So you have to test yourself. Go without that one food item for 3 or 4 weeks and see how you feel. And avoid drinking too much. Alcohol overloads your liver. It causes fat buildup in the liver, inflammation, and scarring. And cirrhosis of the liver, I mean, your liver and pancreas are like a rock, and it's not very comfortable. Drink lots of water. Some sources say you should drink 1 gallon a day. Yeah. And now I'm even seeing things like, olive oil. We've heard how it's good for you. There are some people actually recommending that you take a shot. Yes, as in a shot glass of olive oil every day. Now, you have to remember, you're cleaning up your diet. You've got to be careful to make sure you're getting enough nutrients. Now, there's nothing wrong with a plant-based diet, but it is lacking in things. So you have to either, add certain things, eggs, cheese, milk, yogurt, peanut butter, things like that. And you need to worry about your stomach. Now, your stomach has healthy bacteria. And I'm discovering myself that same bacteria, which is nice in the right spot, it can kick your ass if it's in the wrong spot. Now, foods that have a high sulfur content enhance your excretion of heavy metals. So, eat lots of eggs, onions, broccoli, and garlic. In fact, today, I had an omelet with onions, garlic, and cheese. And it was delicious. Now, in my research, I ran across routines that you can use that will help you clear your body of contamination. So, here is a typical cycle routine that I have done. For breakfast, eat lots of protein like eggs or salmon, or eggs and salmon together, which is surprisingly good. And you don't want to eat extra sugar. For lunch, eat green vegetables, vegetable broth, and broccoli slaw, which is delicious. And for dinner, you can eat something hearty like potatoes and beans. Now, that's your typical clean, full diet. Now, as you want to detox yourself, you cut back a little bit. Soon the next day you're only eating raw whole fruits and vegetables, cheese, broth, green vegetables, maybe a little bit of rice. The next day, you pretty much cut out the solid food altogether. You have smoothies, soup or broth, fruit or vegetable juices. Then the fourth day is the toughie, because all you're drinking is water and a cleansing formula, which I will pass on to you in a hot minute. And then you just reverse the process, so your gut gets used to eating more solid food again. Now, you can also perform an intermittent fast. Some people do it totally. Some people do it where they only drink water. And there are some who have done just eating apples. Don't forget things like green tea and herbal teas to help you stay hydrated. You know, regular water, it gets a little boring after a while, so you got to switch it up. So, here is the infamous cleansing formula. 2 tablespoons lemon juice, 2 tablespoons honey, 1/8 teaspoon cayenne pepper, all mixed together in warm water. And if you have a need to want to get your protein fix, but you don't feel like eating a steak, well, I present to you the infamous green juice. 1 cup of spinach, 2 celery stalks, 1 cup of kale, 2 cups romaine, 1 cucumber, 1 green apple, and a half lemon or lime peeled. And there's even one for beet juice. 1 beetroot, top removed, 2 large carrots, 1 green apple, 1 inch of ginger peeled, and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Now, it's important to remember that you are trying to adjust or fine-tune biological cycles. You know, there are cycles of elimination, energy, and regeneration. And knowing how to work in harmony with those patterns that are already a part of you is what will help you improvise, adapt, and overcome. So, brothers, things are moving along in the real world, regardless of whether I'm prepared or not. I've been in this mode of research and purification through diet, even when I was in the middle of my drunken rant and purge live streams. The past 6 weeks of immersion produced noticeable improvement in my energy and the lessening of pain. I was ready to take that leap forward, like I've been promising on my videos. And then I received a major surprise that has made the last couple of weeks interesting, to say the least. That Saturday was typical. Sunday was not. What I thought was stomach flu ended up being much more. I lost a lot of blood, fainted frequently, and finally decided I had to go to the hospital. So, here are the results to date. I have a malignant gastric tumor on the lesser curvature of the stomach, in the duodenum area, staged, between 3 and 4. It's a poorly defined mass and hard to see, but it hasn't really spread as far as they expected it to. Combined with the tumor is a bleeding ulcer, most of the size of a pea. Mine is the size of a silver dollar. And a H. pylori bacterial infection. What a thing to have happen 2 weeks before your birthday, huh? So, for my hospital discharge instructions, I got all these numbers about my blood analysis. Well, a plain number means nothing, so I started looking up what normal ranges are. And except for the ones that are signs of anemia, every data point is average or better. I've already done my own research and analysis into alternatives. I'm consuming an edible THC oil. I'm going to be investigating Tommy Chong's CBD oil. And I'm using patches that will activate stem cell production. Add to that a clean diet, and I've got a lot of advantages already. So, this is just another, speed bump in my way. And I'm not going to let it stop me. And in fact, because I've been brutally honest with myself, without hearing any numbers, I came up with some, and the oncologist agrees with me. Without treatment, I would probably have another 6 to 12 months left. But when I win, I'm going to be good for another 20. So, don't get all excited if you're seeing this thinking they're digging a hole for me in the back. Not yet. I've got the right attitude. I'm stubborn and I fight because that's what I do. And I'm realist enough to know that this is a fight I may not win, but I don't care. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Trying to approach enlightenment and sharing my hard-won wisdom with you brothers. So until the next time, remember, I still say, when one teaches, two learn.